There's a town on the east coast of Sweden, about a 2-hour drive from Stockholm, which has a wild, wacky, and sometimes illegal Christmas tradition. This story begins every year with your typical holiday gathering in the town square. There's a concert, the whole deal. But to get all the context you need for this story, we need to go back hundreds of years. Chapter 1, The Viking Age, 800 to 1050 AD. Okay, too far back. Fast forward a little bit. In the 1800s, there were big festivals in December in Northern Europe called Yule, which ended up becoming part of Christmas celebrations back then in places like Sweden. One of those traditions was the Yule goat. It was supposed to symbolize the bringing of gifts. Then in 1966, as sort of an homage to that tradition, some of the people in Gävle, that's the city on the east coast of Sweden, were like, hey, let's do something really big to bring in more visitors here. We could smash the like button on this video. Okay, let's do that, but we need to go even bigger. So on December 1st, 1966, a giant straw Yule goat the size of 9 Danny DeVitos
anyway, I started blasting. Bang, 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 bang.
Was built in the castle square in Gävle. The town fire department, which is just right across the street, helped build the goat, and then on New Year's Eve, someone burnt it down. In 1967 and in 68, the straw goat was built again for Christmas and survived both years. And that's where you would think this story ends, right? Happily ever after.
Good guess, but actually no. In fact, it's all thanks to this.
This giant straw Yule goat has been burned down 36 of the last 55 years during the holiday season. In 1970, just 6 hours after the goat was built, it was burned down by drunk teenagers. In 1971, they were pretty tired of building goats, only for them to be destroyed.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
So, the Natural Science Society of Vasaskolan took over. They built a smaller goat. That goat was smashed to pieces. 1979 rolls around and somebody burns the goat before it's even put up. So they put up a second goat, which is drenched in flame retardants, but that doesn't really matter because it's sabotaged and destroyed.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
But in spite of it all, you've never really been able to stop doing that, have you?
In 1985, the Gävle goat made it into the Guinness Book of World Records. Then the following year in 1986, remember those tradesmen who built the goats during the first handful of years? Well, they were like, whoa, 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 slow down. Sorry we gave up on this tradition all those years ago. Let's be honest, our goat was more attractive and bigger. We want to get back in on that goat building action. So they built one that year, it burned down. But now there's always two goats, the tradesman's goat and the Vasaskolan's goat. In 1987, the tradesmen, our good old friends, the Southern Merchants, they really wanted to reclaim the world record, and so they built a giant straw Yule goat. But it wasn't big enough.
That's what she said.
Michael, please. Please.
In 1988, the goat did not burn down, and it's the first year that people in the UK were able to gamble on whether or not the goat survived.
Coincidence? I think not!
In 1993, the Southern Merchants got together again and they were like, hey, let's try and shoot for that Guinness Book of World Records spot again. Their goat ended up being shorter than the Vasaskolan's goat, so it kind of backfired because Vasaskolan got another world record instead. Fast forward to 2001, a 51-year-old American man from Cleveland, Ohio, burns the goat down a couple of days before Christmas, and he tells the Swedish court that he believed it was a legal Swedish Christmas tradition.
My lord, is that legal?
In 2005, the goat was burnt down, and witnesses reported seeing someone dressed as Santa and the gingerbread man shoot a flaming arrow at the goat. The following year, in 2010, there was a failed helicopter kidnapping, which was foiled by police. The would-be goat nappers bribed a guard, and they were trying to steal the goat to bring it back to Stockholm. In 2016, it was the big 50th birthday. The Gävle goat was officially over the hill. Just a few hours after the party, though, the goat was burnt down.
There's always a risk when a goat is on fire that it can spread. And we have the old town quite near where the goat's standing, so that's always a worry.
After the goat burnt down in 2016, the little brother goat built by Vasaskolan filled in. That goat was hit by a car on the 5th of December. The goat has survived every year since 2017, mostly because of the intense security they're using to try and protect it. We're talking things like fireproofing, a double fence, security cameras, guards patrolling the fence around the goat. Now that y'all know the history of this goat, you'll understand why it's such a big deal for the community there. It brings in a lot of visitors, as it was intended back in 1966, because people watch it very closely.
Well, I've been following the goat for probably 10 years now on your webcam. There he is.
There
oh my
he
gosh. When I wake up in the morning, that's what I look at. When I go to bed at night, that's the last thing I look at. That's a big goat.
To boil this all down, regardless if the Gävle goat survives or if it burns down, this is objectively one of Sweden's best Christmas traditions. And if you're an American sitting there thinking, I wish we had something like this in the US, a tradition that's giant, you have to build it and put it together, very flammable, stands for joy in the Christmas season, and very flammable, then you might already have the beginnings of something new.
Breaking news a few moments ago. This is at Fox Square in New York. This is our All-American Christmas tree.
A suspect set fire to the Fox All-American Christmas tree, defacing the symbol of peace and joy.
If you enjoyed this, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for future content like this. You can also watch my video about another Swedish Christmas tradition, Julmust, by clicking here, or you can watch my most recent video by clicking there. Thanks for watching.